Yo, 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 test, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yo, anybody coming back up in here? Yo, I had some technical difficulties. Hey, yo, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear and see me real quick. Yep, just come right on in, man. Yep, go ahead, put 1 in the chat. Let me know you hear me loud and clear. All right. Yeah, we about to go ahead and break this new race event on down in the state of Texas. We got 9-year-old that's coming into people's cribs, black folks with a whip, knocking on their door like it's 1904, 1854 and shit like that. And nobody really reporting this or anything. We got 1-1. What's up, Ian? How you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Got 1 in the chat. Yep. So, yo, if you ain't heard this right now, yo, check this out. There's a 9-year-old that happened like last Thursday. They just now reporting it on TMZ and shit like that. Talking about he came up to a black people crib looking for their daughter around the same age, and he knocked on their door with a whip. Now, mind you, ain't this 2022? Like then we already walked outside with picket signs saying we should overcome you know what I'm saying, am I a man, everything that's been going on for the past 7+ decades almost, right? So we still got little kids, we got grown adults just happened in Buffalo going to supermarkets in predominantly black neighborhoods, shooting them up, getting apprehended. But we supposed to be the bad guys in this society, right? Right? The free thinking straight black man is still public enemy number 1 on FBI list and everything, your local school department, the police departments and shit like that. But this little boy who has an ideology, I don't know who was given to by his parents, or he had picked it up on YouTube or social media, and he's displaying behaviors that of old slave masters from years past. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm gonna try to play this clip for y'all real quick that's playing this incident. So bear with me. Shit, let me see. I'll go ahead and pull this up real quick. Now, the audio will probably be a little blurry, but you know what I'm saying? Bear with me.
Started off as a knock at Carissa Nash's front door in Forney.
I look at my doorbell camera on my phone first before going to the door, and I see it's a little kid.
That little kid is her 9-year-old neighbor with the whip in hand. The Kaufman County Precinct 2 constable says the boy may have been trying to confront the Nash family's 9-year-old daughter. Then after the second whip,
Little boy, you better get your from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave.
It happened on Thursday afternoon off of Crosscut Drive in Forney when Dad, Desira Nash, got home.
I'm here to have a conversation with you, sir. Your son? I'll show you the video. Okay, so you beat on your door. Okay, now we have a...
All right, so mind you, the black father went up to the crib after the incident happened, right? Try to be diplomatic. Now, usually we are labeled and displayed as being overly aggressive, brutish, and just basically going out the blood. Especially, it's understandable when it's some of your own children, you know what I'm saying, your own kin. But the father handled this situation better than I could expect it, and this is how you're supposed to handle things. You go up to that residence. Well, I came up there with a little something behind my back. You know what I'm saying? This is 2022 in America, and you can't really trust nobody, even when you try to do a morally right thing. So he goes up to the door, basically explaining the situation to the father. So father to father having a conversation, trying to tell his child came to his house with a whip, mind you, with a whip. And this is what he has to say. Hold on, let me go ahead and play it for you right here.
Can you come look at our car?
Seconds later,
Can you please stop, sir?
authorities say neighbor Ryan Brunson had a gun in his right hand.
Get back.
Officers say the gun went off, firing in the direction of Brian's daughter.
Now, so this jack off, he come outside with the toolie in hand, you know what I'm saying, reminiscent of another episode when a father was going ahead trying to pick up and check on his own kid, and the stepfather came outside with an assault rifle, basically deleting him on camera, and now he going through trial, but he might be getting off because of the stand your ground state. This dude, this white man was about to go ahead and try to pull the same thing, being recorded. Even though he might have been in the right, it was still technically wrong. All right. For the simple fact, the gun went off. Now, you mean to tell me you have a firearm and don't know how to properly use it? Second, you have a firearm you don't know how to properly use, and then you let the gun discharge in the direction of the one that you supposedly defended, your daughter. Like, make that make sense? And this all happened in the state of Texas. Now, the state of Texas, I don't know what's going on. I know this is a political year, and I think the stand your ground law in the state of Texas, it might be under fire too, along with a lot of other issues. But we're gonna stay on topic about this race issue. Now, back to the targeted incident in Buffalo, New York, as well. This dude, Peyton Grandin, actually drove 3 hours. Now, this man actually drove 3 hours to carry out this domestic terrorism act. You hear me? So, and the man wrote a 181-page manifesto based on white ideology of nationalism and being probed. Not being probed, I apologize. Not being probed. Even though displaying weird behavior in school, man showed up in a whole entire hazmat suit in class, threatened his whole entire high school class mates and everything, was looking up old ideologies on Nazism, nationalism, and everything else in between. And you mean to tell me the FBI did not probe or think it might be something wrong in the midst, but you could go ahead, use the same tactics on black boys, especially here in Chicago, by going on their Instagram, going on their Twitters, on their Facebooks, using the same information that they so-called rap about and using that against them, even though they ain't did nothing wrong yet. I mean, this is some minority report bullshit, some precog shit. Y'all go ahead, got all this information in front of y'all, and you mean to tell me that the boy didn't pose no threat? But let's go ahead and continue with this.
Can you please stop, sir?
Authorities say neighbor Ryan Brunson had a gun in his right hand.
Get back.
Officers say the gun went off, firing in the direction of Brian's daughter standing directly behind him.
Oh my God!
Precinct 2 officers arrested Brunson and charged him with deadly conduct. We tried to get Brian Brunson's side of the story. I spoke to him on the phone briefly, where he posted bond and tells me there is a lot more to the story and that he now has an attorney. Authorities tell us all of this may have stemmed from when the kids were walking home from school.
All right, so all this stemmed from when they was walking home from school. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, what we got right here? What we got right here? Yeah, Texas is a state you have to be careful when you're there. You still have incidents like this going on. Hell yeah, bro. I mean, look, Texas is basically the old South kind of state, and they got to stand your law ground, but you also still have Caucasians. Not all. I'm going to put this on the platform right now. Not all Caucasian people think this way, move this way, or act this way, all right? And I hate to say it, in this country, with us being the so-called thuggos of the world, so-called bad guys, this is what we got to deal with on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And the father actually did right. Now he could have been some thug on Pookie and Ray Ray, and it's probably went on there some ignorant shit, and probably had his gun and stopped banging on his door. Then we'll probably be watching that on the news. You know, we ain't hear about this incident. We had to go and let TMZ and everybody else dig this and put this on the forefront. But yeah, you're right though. You gotta be careful with that stand your ground state laws, and shoot, you gotta be careful for your kids too, because they basically was like classmates walking home. So ain't no telling if he had been saying some racist stuff all this time, or basically been trying to use his privilege or lack thereof, or of knowledge or of that of his privilege against her. But let's go ahead and keep on continuing with this story. Let me go ahead and rewind a little bit for the people that can come up in here. So we have an incident of a 9-year-old coming to a black couple's home looking for their 9-year-old daughter with a whip, like it's still the old slave days. I'm about to go ahead and play the news clip right back for you again.
It started off as a knock at Carissa Nash's front door in Forney.
I look at my doorbell camera on my phone first before going to the door, and I see it's a little kid.
That little kid is her 9-year-old neighbor with the whip in hand. The Kaufman County Precinct 2 constable says the boy may have been trying to confront the Nash family's 9-year-old daughter. Then after the second whip,
Little boy, you better get your from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave.
It happened on Thursday afternoon off of Crosscut Drive in Forney when
Hey, you see right there? You see right there? The kid came up to the place. Now, let that be in the city of Chicago. I hate to tell you, ain't no we in my city, we are very, very segregated even to this day. I mean, we got some areas that's gentrified, even some mixed race income, low income, and all that in between. But ain't no Caucasian people just walking in an all black neighborhood still to this day, just knocking on people's doors. With let's say caretakers or trying to conduct business, and that usually done during the daytime, early morning, not afternoon, and towards not even late at night. Trust me, trust me, trust me. What's going on, Lucy? I see you, baby. What's going on? I don't know how to add wrenches onto this thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll learn how to do that in the future. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. So it's racism, white nationality ideologies making resurgence now in the most race baiting, cancel culture part in American history. That's what I'm trying to say. and all the Caucasian offenders are still being apprehended. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. Hey, here's some love with that cash app. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love. I know I only got 3 people up in here. This is like my first little rodeo. I'm trying to do something new with the stream. Y'all got me a microphone, got me some headphones. Go ahead, try to drop some good content, and you know what I'm saying, some original content. I mean, I'm still rocking with what was part of the manosphere, but it's men first movement, period. I'm trying to go ahead and open your eyes up, especially to the free thinking straight black men out there in the world that don't have no voice of their own. I could go ahead and be y'all voice too. And we go ahead and tackle topics like this on a daily basis. And also follow my blog at mrozone.wordpress.com. While we try and go ahead and give you some more in-depth blog about hip-hop news, world news, politics, and everything in between. It's like Mr. O with the info, giving what you need to know. Oh, thank you. That's my girl from Beyond the Pond. Let me go ahead and hide this up real quick. Hey, what's going on, Lady A? I see you. Blue God, what's good, bro? What's good? All right. I still see we got N. Williams up in here. Let me see what N said. We read that. It's the government trying to divide us to take our guns. This is not the end of this. Oh, trust me, trust and believe. I mean, what's really going on, they're trying to kick off a race war. And the best way to do that is to go ahead and show that everybody is with the shits. You know what I'm saying? As far as blacks and whites. And basically, if everybody's with the shits, the only way we can control it is like everybody get it off their chest. Just like how they've been put it in our heads for the last decade with the movie The Purge and with Hunger Games. I think we move into that direction, and a lot of people can't even show me that we're not. Period. Hey, love. Yep. But shoot. And I was just want to go ahead and give y'all a little touch bases on that situation right there, because like it's been on both sides. They've been attacking both black men and black women. Now, sisters, I know y'all been probably heard me on Red Supreme TV1. We going after y'all divestors and all y'all in between. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we still care about the ones that do not know what they do. You did. Y'all been getting deleted by some of these Caucasian men on a daily basis throughout this whole entire past 2 years. And some of these news outlets ain't even been reporting y'all incidents. None of these other divestors that got channels such as Cynthia G and Nala Says, who want to go ahead and try to make reports and dox people, they are not talking about this. Or we even got our boy Taz, the Tasmanian Devil, not even talking about this subject of a white boy come to a black girl's crib, your favorite defense mechanism, who you say that you like to defend. You're not even talking about this, nor have you even tried probably to discuss what's going on at the Buffalo mass shooting incident. Have you? Yeah, you got to look. They have to go ahead and do this type of stuff to go ahead and get y'all with the shits. They trying to basically tell y'all and program y'all that this is what the direction we're moving forward. We're trying to go ahead and eliminate as much of y'all out of the population, especially the ones that actually are thinkers. We're trying to move y'all out of the society so we go ahead and establish this thing called a ministry of truth. So we could go ahead, re-educate, reverberate, and everything under y'all control, under our control, our domain. And this is how they do it, by divide and conquer. The first thing they're gonna do, and they're showing it right now, they taking away your gun laws or trying to readjust them. Now they also saying there's a food shortage, gas prices. Even though we got a nice supply of crude oil, they talking about raising gas prices for the next foreseeable future. Also ushering in the electrical car system and everything that's coming with that. But let me go back to this purge incident and the race war. Now they trying to start a race war ever since the whole pandemic started. If y'all haven't seen it when it was rioting in y'all cities, especially in Chicago, LA, New York, they had Antifa, Black Lives Matter people out there basically agitating people that was being trapped in their homes, couldn't go to work, being forced to listen to the propaganda that they've been putting on the news media about this jab. And now they basically put a battery in our back and told us go ahead and destroy our same neighborhoods like we did back in 1968, back in 1992. You know what I'm saying? Just to go ahead, destroy it, and we can't rebuild our stuff because we ain't got no revenue coming through that same community. Yeah, it was a war zone. Yeah, I bet. Hell, Jab actually went into the field that same exact day and was recording it and showing everybody what they was doing around the area, especially on the south and west sides. And now a lot of people got a battery in their back now to this day with this race baiting agenda crap. I really don't want to go ahead and say this, but I think it's nothing but I want to believe that it is a racial hoax agenda incident that they use actors to go ahead and portray certain roles into the media. Like, I still don't believe that whole George Floyd incident was a real initial incident, because if y'all do y'all research, y'all can look and see that photographs of Michael Chauvin are totally different from the video all the way into the editorial news, period. But nobody like to put two and two together. Now they got this 18-year-old white boy that drove from Conklin, New York, straight to Buffalo, New York, a 3-hour drive, that just adopted racial ideology, white manifesto talk. I mean, The man wrote a 181-page manifesto on racist ideology. How many 18-year-olds know is actually even writing 10-page essays, let alone 181-page manifestos? I'll wait. Yeah, destroying mom and pop businesses. Yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, look, I like what Lucy just said right there. These idiots were destroying mom and pop businesses. Yeah, the same businesses that was there before they was born. The ones that got established before their parents was probably even born. That was supposed to been there when they own kids was supposed to been there, and they could show them like, yo, this is how we do business here in our neighborhood. This is what black folks do. Instead, what we do every day, we go ahead and put on Instagram, Snapchat, and our Facebook stories what we doing, you know what I'm saying, for fun. Basically rolling up, talking shit, drinking, and not even discussing good business, not good business practices, business plans, or anything. You know what I'm saying? That's the main reason why I came into the manosphere, because I mean, besides talking about women, basically talking about elevating and showing yourself to be the best version of yourself. And you can do that with first knowing yourself. Hopefully, me being red pill, the first thing you better do is be one with God. I mean, that's the first red pill talking point that a lot of these other red pill initiates out here don't talk about, but I know some that do, and the ones that do, salute to y'all. But yeah, first you must go ahead and submit to a high power. Then you must know who you are as a person and all that in between. And then, of course, get that money. Sock it to my pocket is my philosophy. Remember, hashtag sock it to my pocket. I'm about to put that right there on what's the name? Give me 1 second. Yo, hit that like button. Go ahead, share this, support it, everything. There we go. There we go. Yeah, man, sock it to my pocket, you dig? And if you want to go ahead and support the show, you know what I'm saying? The Cash App is $ all cap Mr. O70. You dig? But yeah, back to this topic. New race players, same old racism. So, like I was saying, we had Dylan Roof back in 2015 that went into a whole entire church, right? The man went into a whole entire church, shot up a whole entire black congregation, was apprehended. Now, reverse that. Let a black kid in the city of Raleigh, North Carolina, going to an all white Lutheran church and do the same thing. You think they'll apprehend him? I'll wait. Shit. What's up, Verge? Hey yo, Verge. Hey yo, man. I'm trying to see if I could drop a link if you want to go ahead and pop up with me on here on this what's the name though. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to go ahead and try and tell these people about this race baiting situation and how they might be using race players to go ahead and play certain roles and to go ahead to fulfill certain agendas, go ahead keep people emotionally invested into a race war that's been going on for almost 200 some years. I mean, what's really good? Now, I won't go ahead and play back the same old news clip for the people that just stepping back up into this live. We are discussing a 9-year-old boy who had just went to a couple's, a 9-year-old girl's house. Her parents knock on the door with a whip. Listen again.
It started off as a knock at Carissa Nash's front door in Forney.
And I look at my doorbell camera on my phone first before going to the door, and I see it's a little kid.
That little kid is her 9-year-old neighbor with the whip in hand. The Kaufman County Precinct 2 constable says the boy may have been trying to confront the Nash family's 9-year-old daughter. Then after the second whip,
Little boy, you better get your from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave.
it happened on Thursday afternoon off of Crosscut Drive in Forney when Dad, Desira Nash, got home.
I'm here to have a conversation with you, sir. Your son? I'll show you the video. Okay, so you beat on your door. Okay, now we have a huge scratch.
Can you come look at our car?
Yeah, though, man. Shit. You see that though? You see that though? The man came all diplomatic and everything and tried to go ahead to explain to him that, yeah, man, so this is how it happened. Your son came to our house basically looking for my daughter and he's knocking with a whip. Can you explain that what's going on, bro? Hey, no white guilt. Hey, it is what it is, hillbilly. I mean, I ain't trying to shame y'all. I ain't trying to do no critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and highlight this real quick. See, no white guilt, everything you are talking about in one podcast. Yeah, I mean, we got to discuss this because if we don't discuss this, this will always get swept under the rug and people just going to think we just like, oh, we just go ahead and keep on doing this to black people like we've been doing since 1865. Like it's nothing new here. Hey, Verge, did you see the link? Let me see, can I invite you on? Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's good with you, Mr. Oh man? What's going on with you, brother?
Oh man, shit, man. I'm just trying to go ahead and break this down. Now I know you did you hear about this incident in Texas, bro, with this 9-yo?
I mean, I heard something vaguely about it, but I haven't heard like the full story. I think my girl might have mentioned it to me or something like that.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and play the whole thing over again, you know what I'm saying? So everybody get a gist of what's going on. I got this from straight from the area news where it came from. Now listen to this, bro.
It started off as a knock at Carissa Nash's front door in Forney.
And I look at my doorbell camera on my phone first before going to the door, and I see it's a little kid.
That little kid is her 9-year-old neighbor with the whip in hand. The Kaufman County Precinct 2 constable says the boy may have been trying to confront the Nash family's 9-year-old daughter. Then after the second whip,
Little boy, you better get your from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave.
it happened on Thursday afternoon off of Crosscut Drive in Forney when Dad, Desira Nash, got home.
Coming to have a conversation with you, sir. Your son? I'll show you the video. Okay, so you beat on your door. Okay, now we have a huge scratch.
Can you come look at our car?
Seconds later,
Can you please stop, sir?
authorities say neighbor Ryan Brunson had a gun in his right hand. Officers say the gun went off, firing in the direction of Brian's daughter standing directly behind him.
Now, did you hear that, Verge? Now, did you hear that?
Yes. So what, he shot the little girl?
No. The area and direction he was trying to put the gun away, hide away from the camera as he was being recorded with said gun, was fired in the direction of his daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy as hell right there. And this is all part of what I'll be talking about right here, man. This is all this stuff right here. It may appear on the surface to be like it's like little niche situations where stuff like this happen, but and I'm not justifying anything. I just challenge everybody to use some foresight, man. Stuff like that situation right there is made to happen. You just have to have the critical thinking ability to figure out how it's made to happen and why it's made to happen. And the most important thing is who benefits from it. What is the purpose?
You know who benefits from this? People that want to make gun laws, people that want to make laws in general that basically like stand your ground. Or hey, he's a black man. He's come to another person's house. Oh, we gotta make a new law for that specific thing right there. Even though he was in the right protecting his child. You know what I'm saying? Things like this incident could span about 10, 15 new laws just with me on some bullshit.
And that's the whole thing right there that I'll just be liking to shed light on when it comes to these type of situations. All this stuff is one big, huge movie. And if you can't see the script, you ain't gonna catch it when it's right in front of your face. And man, like I say, who benefits, man? Whenever anything like this happens, pay attention to the legislation that follows afterwards, and it almost is always going to have something to do with taking all of our rights, man, not just black people or what, all of our rights. It's just a sad shame that the race card has to be played, you know what I'm saying, in order to get the proper agenda, you know what I'm saying, started. And you know what I mean, and my main thing is to get people to focus. You know, not trying to take away focus from the racial aspect, but understand how and why the racial aspect is being used. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we be being led to think that these situations like this are happening more than they actually are, and not only that, that they're happening to us, black people, more than anybody else. Now, I'm gonna say this, Mr. O. It appears that it's happening more to us because, like I said earlier, it's not a lot of us. So what's happening to us in the more concentrated, you feel what I'm saying? It's happening to us in a more concentrated way because it's not a lot of us. We just think about numbers in per capita. Actually, situations like this occur more between white cops and white folks. But guess what? It doesn't get reported. But this is a
not at
sad
all, bro.
situation right
Not
here,
at
though,
all.
bro.
Not at all, bro. They don't get reported. Hey, people don't even want to talk about it or share it on their social media pages because they know it's not going to be seen nor liked. And if they even do show it, some people might even go ahead and say the unadmitted gall saying, "Why you sharing this? Why this is important?" Like maybe for the individuals that live in my area, live in my city, or do the same type of thing I'm doing, move around the same time, need to know this. If you don't care, why do you even be here? You know what I'm saying? That's the type of dumb shit I be hating. And with this new old race tactics, I mean, this ain't nothing new. When the last time we seen a Sandy Hook? When the last time we seen any other mass shooting of any type of display? Hell, then we just have recently, and I think we just had in my own city at Whitney Young, they had just passed a new anti-lynching bill, right? And they actually had students or somebody put nooses around the high school Whitney Young. Like, really though?
You got a statue out there or something in your city?
Oh man, we got we got a statue of John Paul Baptiste DuSable, the black man that discovered the city of Chicago. They did nothing yet to that. We're supposed to be having the Obama Library soon. Hell, even how can I say this, bro? Even with all that going on, we got Harold Washington Cultural Center, and they actually had to face that during the riots.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? It's just sad, man. With this situation right here, mind you, just like they did in any other city across America, Columbus, Ohio, we had a lot of Christopher Columbus statues, and they tore all of them down. You hear what I'm talking about? We had a big, damn near 50-foot tall one in the courthouse, and they tore that down. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. But as far as this situation with the black guy defending his house and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what I'll say about the violent radicalization. Situations like this are being made to happen based off of the racial tension because they want us to violently radicalize. They want people to shoot people. They want stuff like that to happen. They want a white man to get in an argument with a black man because his white son went over to the black neighbor's house with a whip. And an altercation, a physical art, they want that. They create the environment for stuff like that to happen so we can be violently radicalized and they can impose these HR 1955 protocols on us, man. Because like I keep saying, they plan to eradicate, you feel me, these instances and these organizations that they want to deem as spreading ideologically based violence and violent radicalization.
Say that again, Virgil. That's the word I was looking for.
Ideologically based violence. It is one of the very definitions of a new term that you're going to start hearing in the media, in the mainstream media. You're going to start hearing them saying that people are being violently radicalized. They said that old boy Peyton, he was radicalized. And you're going to start hearing them saying that people are being radicalized, violently radicalized by ideologically based violence, man. which is the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence. You feel me? In the pursuit of one's political, religious, social views that may somehow disrupt the government or cause some type of disruption.
Man, and it's all through programming, through these so-called indoctrination camps, all these so-called BET, or well, in this situation, he got the whole entire mainstream media for his ideological talking points. Because I mean, let's be real, the media is ran by who, and they could basically show you what at any time to who, and this is what we got. 18 years old. I mean, this means he was born between 2003 2004. Now, mind you, we have like racial equality, then we just basically display and downplay racism during that whole entire decade. So where did he even get the unadmitted gall or notion that he can actually think like this, bro?
He got it from the internet. And in the HR 1955, the number one thing in there is that we understand, this is what the findings are. We find and understand that the internet is one of the main tools that's being used as a tool and a platform for violent radicalization and the spreading of ideologically based violence. And this boy was born in 2003, 2004, which means he's a Zennial. He don't remember a time when there wasn't no social media or he was born out of, you're talking about as far as when he became older. You know, he was born in 2003. So that means by the time he was 10, 2013, he was already watching YouTube and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, and y'all done seen them. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's no exception either. Or the kids, they just got their phones and they just on YouTube and they watching Minecraft, they watching Roblox and all that stuff. And even with this level of program at that, how I want to say, at that adolescent level, they're getting indoctrinated and they're getting ideologically based violence fed to them digitally, and they're being radicalized, violently radicalized at that, with Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, GTA, goddamn it, what's the game, the war games they got, the Navy, what's it called, man? Call of Duty. You hear me? This stuff is violently radicalizing people, man. Case in point, we got Peyton being violently radicalized by the internet, watching white supremacist ideology content. Also, at the same time, being violently radicalized and programmed with mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual reality, interactive gaming, PS5, whatever you decide to play on, games like Call of Duty and games like Fortnite.
And
so
GTA.
They're being radical.
GTA.
All of that is violently radicalizing, and that tie all this together. Like my man on Red's platform said earlier, all is connected. Now couple that with Elon Musk and his computer brain, human brain interfacing, and them introducing the metaverse.
What you talk about, that Neuralink thing he trying to that was not to go off topic. That I was watching an old what's that show? What's that show with the dude from Fubu on there? The dude actually,
Damon John, Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank. So
he got a little weak ass fake TED talk he did when he was interviewing Elon Musk over the phone.
Yeah, but now some dude actually came out with something similar, but you know, you had to get that shit implanted to your ear, something like that. So Elon Musk, I mean, being the genius that he is, you know what I'm saying, he must have found out a way, like, all right, I could take dude crazy ass concept and take my even more crazy, brilliant mind and actually make some use of this and continue my quest for world domination. Bam, right. Neuralink.
Right, Neuralink. And the thing about the Neuralink technology is Elon Musk is not, he's a pioneer in the field, but he's not the originator or the founder or creator. They've been doing computer brain interfacing for the past 50 years. It's a situation, and then not to get off topic, just since we're talking about it, I might as well expound on it. It's a thing called the Chani Project, right? CHANI Project. And this is a project where they created an artificial intelligence computer that was connecting and communicating with an entity, right? Some entities electronically from another galaxy. And they were using this early version of human brain computer interfacing, because it was hooked fiber optics by fiber optics to the scientists who were in the program doing this experiment. And the way they had communicated with this intelligence through the computer was the computer brain, human brain interfacing. Now, to bring it around another, y'all all seen X-Men before. Y'all remember X-Men, and Charles Xavier has Cerebro?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
computer human brain interfacing. See, we've been desensitized to this stuff even when we was kids. It's just the level of programming that's turned up because the technology has been increased so much. And to bring it back to this situation we talking about with the little girl and all that situation, this is part of the program, and this is part of the breaking up of society and saying it's getting too violent. This is going to lead to you know what I'm saying, it's getting so violent that we got to find out better ways of human interaction, and there's no physical action, or there's no physical violence that can be carried out in society if we are all interacting with each other digitally through human brain computer interfacing, Neuralink, metaverse. See, all this stuff ties together. Just got to have a critical thinking ability to piece it all together.
Hey, and since I got you up here, you know, I have yet to heard anybody from that other sector, well, other sectors, first the B1 sector, even talk about what's been going on for the last couple of days. I mean, you'll think that these people talking about being pro-black, they are down for the people, support their movement, but they not even talk not one iota about the Buffalo incident. Now, one of them even go ahead and try to talk about this young Caucasian 9-year-old boy going to a black couple's house looking for their 9-year-old daughter with a whip. But they go ahead and tell you about why black men are not protecting black women, even though you just seen and heard in this video a black father checking another father about his black daughter. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that, Verge?
Man, and that's crazy. Like I said, the whole situation is crazy because just like with Peyton, you're not going to hear these people talk about it for one reason and one reason only. It don't fit their agenda. You know what I'm saying? See, this is how you know when you messing with possible agent provocateurs and you messing with people who just fair and balanced and want to discuss things that's affecting us all because the intentions behind the content they create. You know what I'm saying? Now, at a time where people, specifically black women, are focusing on all the so-called failures of black men, right? They don't pay attention to the failures of the other men that they are putting on a pedestal. Like we be saying, like they do it in individual basis. Whereas if this was I don't hate to say this, but I just know this to be true for the most part. If Tyler was a black dude named if he was a black guy named Tariq and he did the same thing, or I mean, if Peyton was a black guy named Patrick and he did the same thing, it probably would have turned out different as far as him being apprehended. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we take it back to the little girl, and the reason why they don't speak on this stuff, and that's like I said, it does not fit their agenda. And then we got to start asking ourselves, like, well, you know, who benefits? How do these people benefit from not talking about the things or certain content or certain subjects? And when you start asking them type of questions, you start getting into, well, who's paying these people? Who's funding these people? Who's promoting these people? And that's when you're going down that slippery slope again to the root of the problem. But that's the main thing right there. The reason why they ain't saying nothing about it, because it don't fit their agenda. This would it would make no sense. This could possibly potentially hurt some brands if they was to speak on this in its true aspect. Because and then if they do speak on it, Mr. O, you know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to find a way to put the blame on us. When this ain't even got nothing to do.
Explain, huh?
This ain't got nothing to do with black men. This situation ain't got nothing to do with black men. It was a young white boy who did this to mostly black women. You know what I'm saying? And y'all out here telling each other, the ones that is actually listening, which I'm sad to say is the overwhelming mass majority, y'all telling each other to stop messing with us and go mess with them, which is fine. But what you're not telling them is the dangers, the woes, the fallacy. You hear me? The things you need to look out, the red flags of messing with white boys. And since y'all not getting upper echelon white boys, Y'all getting guys who are on our level on the average side or
Bottom
worse.
shelf Brad. Look, they
I'm
getting
talking
bottom
about. I'm
shelf
talking
Brad.
about getting the equivalent of one of us or even lower. These guys, these dudes, y'all be getting with they on lower societal economic levels than the average black man. You know what I'm saying? I work with these guys at my job, man. These guys is average guys just like us, man. You feel me? And these are the same type of guys that y'all pedestalize. And to be honest with y'all, like we always say, they absolutely do not want y'all in ways that y'all promote them to promote y'all each other or advertise to each other or try to you know what I'm saying, persuade each other to go do. Because like the numbers show, forget society. Let's take the numbers out. Society show you they are not marrying. No group of men outside of black men are marrying black women in droves or in high enough numbers to even care about or even mean something, man. That's not bashing. That's not being mad or in my feelings. That's a fact.
Yeah,
You hear me?
that's observational reality for your ass. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to swallow that real pill for real because
Right.
it hurts their whole entire outlook on life. When you tell a person that already had some type of fantastical mindset, some type of image in their head that like this everything that's supposed to fit like this. I imagine my life like this, and you tell them like, no, you cannot have like this
Mm-mm.
because the parameters, these is in way you act this way, you present yourself this way. You basically have to go ahead and tell them to like a child, a spoiled brat that's throwing a temper tantrum, like, no, you just can't not have it. What's up, Detroit 313, baby? What's up, man?
Detroit 313, what's good, bro? My other Midwest brethren, man.
Hey, yo, and since we are Midwest brothers, we got Michigan, Ohio, and Illinois up in this place. Now, look, dig
The
this here.
trifecta right there, man.
We had to deal with our own form of racism throughout America that nobody really talks about because, all right, so you got racism in the South that's basically blatant. Okay, they say, you was a nigger, then stay over there and don't ever come around my parts or I don't want to lynch your black ass. That type of racism.
Right.
Here in the so-called quote unquote North, aka the Midwest, the Rust Belt, we have to deal with racism on this uncommon base. You're the last hire. I'm sorry to tell you, sir. We will no longer need your services. This neighborhood, this is all Polish. This other side right here, that's all Jew, and all the backwoods, the boondock area, with all the animals, the uncobbled paved roads, that's y'all section. That's the black belt.
Right.
Yeah, and we basically kept it going long until this happened. Like, hold on now. Y'all getting too small for y'all bridges. Y'all got your own stores. Y'all getting your own people in line with your own schools. We don't like that type of behavior. Y'all getting too uppity now. We don't need none of these kind of problems. Now y'all trying to go ahead and move into our neighborhoods little by little, and y'all forcing us to move out, and we need to go into these suburbs. We don't like this kind of places, and this is what happens right now in the city of Chicago.
And that's crazy, bro, because it's the same stuff going on everywhere, literally all over the world. And it's the same thing going on here in Columbus, man. Gentrification, all this high-rise construction going on. They moving the black folks out to the outskirt areas, moving the white folks and the Jewish folks and everybody else into the inner city. You know what I'm saying? Raising the prices of property and housing and stuff like that. The same still, and this is what I like to focus on, Mr. I just want to let y'all know, the people who don't travel, this stuff that's going on in your city is literally going on every city in America and in the world. This is all part of UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. And you know what I'm saying? We're sitting here getting into, and I'm not saying we shouldn't be having a conversation. I'm not saying we shouldn't be addressing it, because it is an issue that needs to be addressed and discussed and talked about with the racism thing. But understand that racism is a tool that's being used to divide all of us up. You know what I'm saying? And it's all falling in line with UN Agenda 2030 protocols. You know what I'm saying? They trying to bring this new system in, which is why they're talking about the metaverse and why they're hitting us with these psyops, because they want us to, they want us to be so divided and so emotionally discombobulated that it's going to be that much easier to pick us off in little groups. It's easier to pick people off, or a group of people off, when you siphon and section them off into little niche groups. Then you could just take them out like that. You know what I'm saying? The last thing these people want is for us to be able to put our racial tension to the side and actually come together. That's what they absolutely do not want. And, you know what I'm saying? And I know us black folks, we got a lot of epigenetically passed down trauma. We've been traumatized to levels that we can't even imagine or even know or recognize. And I understand that, you know, reparations and all this and all that. And I'm not telling nobody to forget nothing. I'm not telling nobody to sweep nothing to the side. And what I'm saying is that's not the major issue, because we being hit with the illusion that all of this stuff is happening to us, right? But it's not. It's happening to everybody, man. And that's my main thing right there. I'm not saying not focus on black business and all of that or whatever that. If that's what you choose to do. That's why me personally, I don't align with any black first or any of that pro-black bullshit, because I know the origins of it. I know it's all bullshit. I don't see a black community. I see a lot of niggas living around each other. I don't see no black community. It's not that I'm disparaged. That I know for a fact that like minds can come together, but I know what it's going to take. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's going to take not a lot of us, but enough of us to have an impact. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to say is this, Mr. O, in order for us to do that, it's going to be some things we're going to have to be willing to not so much as look past or put to the side, but realize that that's not the main picture or the main focus. Because if they get rid of us, y'all, if they get rid of us, I hope everybody else don't think that they gonna be good. Because once we gone on up out of here, oh, it's a wrap for the rest of you motherfuckers.
And also,
It's
you
a
know, you're
wrap.
right about that. You're right about that, Verge. On top of that, I'm gonna even go ahead and throw in a caveat to that. Now they even gonna try in the future to go ahead and use not only race, but now they're gonna even use the class to go ahead and divide the so-called race in the agenda. Mind you, we already have racial issues with blacks and white folks. Now we're gonna have class issues more with the upper echelon of blacks and the lower bracket of blacks in the years to
Right.
come. Same way with the Caucasians, same way with the Latinos, and same way with other races. It's gonna come to a fact to like, yeah, you're black, but you got something that that we need. We white and we kind of broke and whatnot. Maybe we could go ahead and find some segue that you could actually help us out. We could actually work for you, and vice versa. So
Right.
maybe, yeah. So maybe the lower shelf Brads and Becky's of the world gonna be working with or working for the upper echelon blacks of the world, and ain't that many rich white people that want to go ahead and employ a lot of poor black people in years to come. So we're gonna see how that gonna play out. It's more so gonna be more about class than racism in the years to come. And I hate to say it, a lot of people that ain't try to suck it to your pocket is gonna be the one try going to that same pocket. You're gonna be like, get your hand out of my pocket, nigga.
For real, like for real. And I like that you just said that, because that brings another segue back into what we was talking about earlier. Do you think race or sex or religion is going to matter in the metaverse? Let's take it
Absolutely
back to
not.
I don't mean to cut you. My fault, Mr. O. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say absolutely fucking not, sir.
Yeah, and now think about this, y'all. Think about the Matrix, right? Think about in the Matrix when Morpheus was explaining the concept of RSI to Neo, or residual self-image, right? Now think about the movie Avatar, right? Now think about the striking vipers from the Netflix series Black Mirror. See, and this is why all of this stuff is being done. And this is basically being done to feed into the depopulation agendas with causing race wars and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, racism is going to be obliterated, because in the metaverse, your race isn't going to matter. If you think about the Hunger Games movie, it wasn't just white folks who was living in the capitals.
Yep,
You
I
hear me?
said that. I said that. Look, basically, we going through the purge. We going through Hunger Games. We going through They
Mhm.
Live. We going through the Matrix. We are going through all these other movies that they be trying to have Total Recall. They're
Right.
trying to basically trying to colonize Mars or the moon and stuff like that. Like all this is happening in real time, and nobody's batting an eye to it. But all they want to do is focus on the racism they've been practicing and the racism that they continue with new race players in between.
And I like the title, man. New race players, same old racism. And look at that word, racism, racism, racism. It's a program. It's part of the construct of the matrix, so to speak. It's like how they had the Merovingian or they had the keymaker in the matrix. It's a program. You hear me? And it's being used to break up our psyche, right? So we become weaponized easily through our trauma. Now think about this on a digital level in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this ain't gonna happen in the metaverse. Listen here, if a black man or a person who has a black avatar in the metaverse gets into it with their neighbor across the digital street and their digital daughter and digital son get into it, nobody's going to be physically harmed. Do y'all understand what I'm saying right now, man? Nobody's going to be physically harmed. You can't physically harm people in the metaverse. Not yet anyway, because remember in the Matrix, if you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world because the body can't live without the brain.
Just like in that movie Surrogate with Bruce Willis, the same way.
Yes.
Remember when this whole COVID thing had basically happened? I thought with how they was basically kept us locked in with all the new displays of new rapid growing surge in the so-called C-19. I had put in my head, I was like, you know what? They gonna probably find a way in the near future, even though they probably got contained now, it's gonna come out and resurge in the next 5 years, and they're gonna try and say like, well, since we can't finally basically do this as a human problem, maybe we need to develop some kind of skins or some type of surrogates. That way we can still be in safely in our comforts of our own home, probably in a bubble.
Man.
And then we gonna have these avatars, aka these skins, these surrogates, to walk out in the world as a representation of us. And just in case we do commit violent crimes, maybe this surrogate, this avatar, this skin could only take the pain, but we can actually still be alive in the comfort of our own home. Tell me they ain't probably they're gonna try and push that shit.
No, I'm gonna go even further. I'm gonna tell you they already doing it and already doing R&D in it, man. Y'all need to go research a company called NQTel and Boston Dynamics. The CIA just bought Boston Dynamics. You hear me? This is a robotics company that Elon Musk does business with too. So that's ill that you just said what you just said, because like I just said, man, in the metaverse, right? Digital, holographic, virtual reality, augmented mixed reality, you can't physically hurt nobody as of right now. See, when you playing Call of Duty online or even with virtual reality headset, you're not physically hurting nobody, but what are they doing? They're creating interactive technology to where you can feel when you get shot. You can feel when you get punched. You can feel when you fall. You can feel when you're running up the street. You can feel the sun on your skin when you're playing these games. So it's going to be just like in the Matrix, man. They're going to literally connect our brains to the cloud, artificial intelligence, through human brain computer interfacing. So situations like what happened in Houston, like what happened in Buffalo, like what happened wherever it happened, won't happen no more, because these things won't be happening in the real world. They'll be happening in the metaverse.
Facts. Hey, yo, take a look at that comment right there on the screen by Deformed Pretty Boy. Look what it says.
And this is what I want to say. I'm talking about, and this is what I'm saying, Mr. O, and everybody watching, listening. We being desensitized. It's called preemptive programming. Exactly. And that's the actual thing in the Marvel universe, man. You know what I'm saying? Every Marvel universe or version of it has a group called the Illuminati, and there's different people that's running it in each one. And in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, it is desensitizing us, preemptively programming us to the existence of not only alternate realities, but different realities. You know what I'm saying? Different dimensions, different timelines. You know what I'm saying? Different versions of yourself being expressed digitally in other frequencies, man. This is and this is what all of this stuff is coming to. You know what I'm saying? In order for I was talking about this the other day, and this is not off topic because this all ties in. What the entities and energy that run this reality, they want what is known throughout the metaverse, multiverse, right? They want to have full spectrum dominance. You ever heard that term before, Mr. O, full spectrum dominance?
No, I have not, but it sounds very, very interesting. Elaborate, bro.
Yeah, okay. Full spectrum dominance is to have full control of not only your planet, not only your sun, but the solar system as well. You feel me? And that's what is happening right now. They're trying to achieve full spectrum dominance, and the only way they can do that is if they take over the earth first and fully have control over the earth. When I say control over the earth, I'm talking about over the earth's geographical movements and everything else within it. And in order to do this, they have to have a certain population, which is why all this stuff is going on, inciting us to, violently radicalize all the world so we can lower the population. Because like I said earlier, the people that run this world is less than 1% of the total population. So how is less than 1% of a population of 8+ billion people going to get control over the other 7+ some odd billion? They're not going to be able to do it physically. They're going to have to get the other 7.8 something billion to do it. And how they're going to do it? PSYOPs, problem reaction solution, weaponizing your trauma, through epigenetically passed down human trauma. So when we see situations like what happened in Houston, we talk about it on this platform right here or this platform over there, and we get violently radicalized by it to the point to where a white boy like Peyton goes to, goddamn it, Buffalo and shoot up a whole bunch of people.
Bro, do you know you just basically in that whole entire thing just gave the whole synopsis to Endgame, and you was basically being saying what Thanos was trying to do?
Yeah, but see, the only thing with people, and this is how these people that run the world, they think like Thanos, man. In your efforts to try to bring balance, you're going to bring destruction, and you don't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And this is the whole situation with this right here. You know what I'm saying? With situations like happening in Buffalo and with Houston, that's getting you emotionally drawn in so you don't think critically or think clearly. And you know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing they want people, especially black folks, to do is to start thinking critically. Because once we start thinking critically about this, we'll start to see what's really going on. And they can't have that because they realize that it's more of us than it is of them. That's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. It boils down to numbers. And that's why they got to, you understand the energy that's being produced by the efforts that have to keep the overwhelmingly mass majority of the human population stupid, deaf, dumb, and blind. You understand how much energy and resources that takes? This is why they're talking about now going off planet and stuff.
Yeah, it's $1 billion industry. It's $1 billion investment to keep people dumb.
Yeah, so and this all, and like I say, it all connects and fits together. We just have to have the critical thinking ability to see how it does. And once we see how it does, we can't be afraid to talk about it, because people who are so innately and inertly dependent upon the matrix, we can't get knocked off course by them calling us crazy or conspiracy theorists or saying we fried or any of that. You know what I'm saying? And when we see situations like what happened in Houston with this little girl, her dad, and the neighbor and the little boy bringing the whip, understand that that is made to happen to further draw you in emotionally so you potentially, possibly go violently react.
Man, facts, straight facts. Hey, shoot, I was looking at this comment right here. It says hold on, my highlight right here. It says Boston Dynamics are the ones that make them robot dogs and everything. And
Yeah.
I've seen Elon Musk do have them robots coming out in full. All right, so look, y'all, we basically go into the iRobot type of world for real, where I guess these chicks ain't really gonna die long after all, Verge. I mean, so I mean, they gonna have instead of a furry friend, they're gonna have a very, very metallic friend that probably talks back. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say if that thing do come with a human phallus, you know what I'm saying? We might be going extinct sooner than you think.
Right. And this is why we're being over sexualized, because in the metaverse, right? How can you tell a person you meet in the metaverse is actually a male or a female? So do y'all see why we're being preemptively programmed with this LGBTQ elemental barbecue committee stuff? Because once we get used to, I say it's not nothing to do with people being allowed to express who they truly are. It has everything to do with confusing people about their gender. So they grow up in a society with no gender. So when they bring in the metaverse, it's going to be more easy and susceptible to make that Neuralink into the metaverse where there's going to be no gender. Now, go watch Netflix and watch that TV series they got called Black Box. The last season had a real controversial episode on it called Striking Vipers. Your boy Antoine, the boy that played Falcon, play in it. What's his name? Antoine Mackie. He plays in it, right? And it's a video game that has human brain computer interface and technology that allows you to fully immerse into this game to the point to where it's an augmented mixed virtual reality, something like the same one on Avengers Civil War when Tony Stark was introducing it when the movie first came on. Right? Now when you see it, and when you in this interactive reality, virtual augmented mixed reality, you could be playing a video game with somebody just like in Ready Player One and not know what their sex is. You could be sitting here thinking that this beautiful avatar, this thick, voluptuous girl is an actual woman, when really it's a fat, pasty white dude sitting at his crib with pizza boxes everywhere.
Hey man, that's a scary sight. Even when you just said it on this YouTube stream, man, I just pictured it. That's kind of creepy and scary, bro. But that's what's to come. That's what's to come. That's why I need people to be who they are, being real and thorough. Because in the future, being real is really gonna be currency. Like they gonna really want to know if you're a real person.
Right. And then with that being said, now think about in the actual reality, for the lack of a better term, with the whole LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue community, is getting us desensitized and preemptively prepared psychologically, perceptually, to already be used to dealing with, I don't know, is it a boy, is it a girl, ambiguous? I don't know. You see these girls that run around with this clown makeup and these bright colored hair wigs and stuff, looking like transgender gentlemen men. Right. But they're not real women. They're not real women when the men do it. And when the women do it, they look like a man trying to look like a woman. Y'all understand how this is breaking up the psyche and how this is getting you psychologically prepared for a society where there is no gender? And in the metaverse, there will be no gender. If you meet a surrogate out on the street, how you know that that's not a man controlling that female surrogate?
And therefore, if there's no gender, there's no alternative lifestyle.
There you go, Mr. O. There you go. And then what's the ultimate goal? No humans being born. And this is how you get rid of humans without doing what you need to do to get rid of the numbers that they want to get rid of. Georgia Guidestones. I'm taking a trip down there to the Elberton, Jersey to do some content on that here in the next month or so. You hear me in the time coming recently. And this is why they have agendas to lower the population, because you cannot have an 8 billion population of free-thinking people like us with less than 1% of them controlling that. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I don't care how much money they got. I don't care how much resources they got. I don't care how much power we may think they got. And it comes out to an actual physical situation. In reality, they're not going to win. So they got to hook us up to the metaverse. They got to hit us with this racism stuff so we off each other and kill and lower our own populations across the world, because they don't have the numbers to do it physically. It's just not enough of them. It's just not enough of them. And this is a mixture of white people, black people, Jewish people, Asian people at the tippity top apex of the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about white people. If you think if this was all about race, how you explain 50, 60,000 plus homeless people in LA County, more than 60% of them white?
That's 10 City, all in downtown LA, right? Yep, that's all.
Mostly white people, y'all. I don't care what. Mostly white folks. So if it was about race and white privilege, not saying white privilege doesn't exist. It doesn't exist on all levels that we've been made to believe and think that it does.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback on something we said before. I'm gonna go ahead and try to tie this in too, since we just discussing race and racism now, and we're gonna talk about the you know what I'm saying, the alphabet people's agenda. Now, mind you, I'm gonna use this on this basis because it's a historical evidence. Alan Locke, James Baldwin, and Bayard Rustin. Now, these men fought for the rights of black people in general, but they also had also another additional fight for you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQ rights at the time. So does both these conflict each ideology? I mean, you have the black agenda, which you was trying to build more and trying to sustain more black folks in a upper echelon and upheaval into society by actually making us more a part of society and a more cohesive family unit and structure, and also throughout into the thriving business world. Now, mind you, you also have the LGBTQ agenda of trying to give civil rights to people that want to practice a lifestyle of who they want to choose as a partner of the same sex. But
Right.
how does each agenda benefit one another when one is basically canceling out the other? You can't be pro-black and say that you want to go ahead and support this if you cannot produce actual people from that said agenda. Now, I know some asshole gonna come in the comment section and go ahead and say like, well, they can still have kids, they can still get married and all that. All right, look, we could get that, but you know how much money and time and resources that have to be involved to even pull that off when you could just do it naturally. Just saying.
Exactly. And, you know what I'm saying? And we got to see, or we got to be able to see, like I say, how we being played from all sides. And with this whole LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue agenda, like I say, agenda, it's an agenda. It's all designed to get us perceptually and psychologically prepared for the metaverse. This is why they hitting us with all this stuff at the same time, and we can't focus on what's important because we focus on the racial aspect. We're not understanding how, with that whole race situation and them coupling it with the LGBT community, we can't even see how that all fits together.
And by go ahead tie this back into race. Now I'm looking at the comment on the screen by the former pretty boy again. Now he's saying because they are going to repopulate a different planet. My bad. Now, mind you, this is what my theory is, and just a theory. The best way to go ahead and destroy racism, no matter in America or throughout the world, is to go ahead, keep people divided, take their genetic makeup, especially a man's sperm and a woman's egg, basically cross-pollinate or some degree each race and take out all the best qualities of each race, tied together, make it to one super race, and basically keep all of us down here as basically as fodder, and probably send the other ones as a new society. What you think about that, bro?
That's not far-fetched and too far from out of the scope of possibility, Mr. O. You feel me? You gotta understand the people we dealing with, man. These are diabolical people, man. And to be quite honest with y'all, on another level, they're not even human. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even gonna get into that though. But to keep it where my brother Mr. O just took it, you know what I'm saying? That technology exists, y'all. They have gene.
Hey yo, Virgil, you froze. Hey yo, hey y'all
And you
can't
know
hear
what
me.
I'm saying? And that's
Hey,
what
you had froze a little
what
bit.
you
You had
say?
froze a little bit. I said you had froze a little bit. Go ahead, say what you were saying before you had froze
Can
up.
you hear me, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of Borging a little bit. Yeah, and they have all these technologies. This is why we being hit with the genetic modification in the food. This is why we being hit with the LGBT LMNOQ barbecue committee agenda. This is why we being hit with all this stuff, because in order to be able to do that, which they already had the technology for, they have to do the collection of the genes, which is why we be hearing about people coming up missing and the whole thing with the organ transferring and trafficking and all that type of stuff. This is what's going on. You hear about people coming up missing, you know what I'm saying? Hundreds of thousands, millions of people just coming up missing all over the world. You know what I'm saying? To tie it into what you're saying, Mr. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you might want to do some research into the secret soldier program, the secret super soldier program, man, that the governments of the world's got. You
Are
know
you
what I'm
trying to
saying?
tell me? Are you trying to tell me they literally have a super soldier program that like reminiscent of Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, in the Marvel series? Are you trying
Yes,
to take?
yes.
Damn,
China
I
and
never knew that.
yeah, China and Russia, they are actually spearheading the genetic modification in humans genre, so to speak, or the how could I say it, the industry, so to speak, and they're spearheading it. Why you think they such tight allies? They over there doing genetic modification. Think about how we've been desensitized with this already with movies like Universal Soldier. We got the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell back in it back in the day. We've been programmed to this stuff already, man. You know what I'm saying? and we've been perceptually prepared for it since we was kids, and now we're seeing it play out in society. And
Hey,
all of
just
this stuff, it
hey,
all
remember
fits
that
together.
movie? Hey, remember that movie with Mario Van Peebles called Solo? Another super soldier
Yes, that's
right
it.
there.
There you go right there. There you go right there. There you go right there. It was a dope movie too. You feel me? And that's all part of the programming right there. And you know what I'm saying? So we got, like I say, y'all, we gotta have the critical thinking ability to piece all of this together. And I know when people tap in on these conversations, you see the title of it, and we're talking about the little girl in Houston, but look where we end up at. So I say that to say, Mr. O, that it's all connected. We can sit up here and talk about a little girl getting shot in Houston and connect that to the people who run this planet want to steal genetic information and copy it and make and enhance it and modify it so that humans can travel out of space.
Facts. And we also like to show support and hit the cash app. You dig? Hell,
Definitely
even
bless the cash app.
now, dig this here. Now we're going to go back to the divestment people and everything. Now I'm gonna use the same racism, the same topic right here, but I'm not going to go ahead and talk about all the the B dubs that's been getting deleted by these white men, and nobody wanted to go ahead and talk about it. And it's been going on for a whole entire year on Rev Supreme channel. He literally been researching and basically document from all across the United States of all these Caucasian men who get in relationship with these women of color and basically deleting them. Some of them do get put to trial, but majority don't even see not even a jail cell, and some of them even get such a pat on the back, say, "Oh no, he's such a great guy. We don't have to go ahead and charge him." I mean, with this being tied in with the so-called divestment, swirling movement, these B-dubs, not all, but majority that perpetuating this agenda, but now want to go ahead and display what's going on with this in the media or behind closed doors and this racist ideology. Really though, we got German shepherds, bro. Shout out to Jap. We got German shepherds that'll actually sit up and lay with a racist white man, and he'll literally have a swastika on his chest. He'll have a Hitler a picture in his bedroom or on his screensaver on his phone, but she'll go ahead and rationalize, say he's not a bad guy. What you think about that, bro?
I seen this myself when I was in the joint. You know what I'm saying? I seen when I used to go on the VI floor, these white boys who I know be on their AB shit back on the compound, and it used to amaze me, man. They go to these visits, and these white dudes be having black girls coming to visit them, and even be having children with them. It used to amaze me, and I really didn't pay attention when I was in a closed camp or in a level 3 camp. It wasn't so much like that, but when I went to a level 2 camp, I started seeing it like, damn, now these dudes really mess with black girls like that. And it used to amaze me. And as far as all of that, what you just said goes, that's this severe case of Stockholm syndrome that's literally been ingrained and grafted into the very DNA damn near. You know what I'm saying? It's not only psychological, but it's even genetic, epigenetics in that aspect too. It's literally a part of the DNA, or has become a part of the DNA through memory. You know what I'm saying? So when we see these white girls, black girls getting with white guys, even though these white guys are white supremacists, or might even be some type of guy who's advocating for any form of white supremacy, or just, you know what I mean? It's like I say, it's like a Stockholm syndrome type of situation going on, to where they have become familiar and sympathize and empathize with the image of their so-called oppressor, even though the average white guy ain't oppressing no goddamn body.
Facts, bro. Facts. Well, we been rocking for about an hour, almost 20 minutes. I'm about to go ahead and shut this down. I gotta go to the dry cleanse, get my suit ready for tomorrow. Any last words, bro, before I go and shut this down?
Yeah, I'm glad that you you know what I'm saying, having this discussion, Mr. O, man, because, you know what I'm saying, us up and comers, man, we gotta start supporting each other. We gotta hold each other down and have these conversations, and not allow something like subscriber count or subject matter or who may be offended have an effect on that, because it's important to have these conversations, because the small groups, or them is the people that's being blamed for the BS. And you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we got to make sure that we shine the light on things, you know what I'm saying, and come from a place having factual stuff to back up what we're saying, while also having the courage to say it. You know what I mean? And don't let nothing like subscriber count or who's listening have an effect on your message or what it is that you're saying.
Facts, bro.
Shouts out to you, Mr. O, for real, man. I'm about to start doing some live streams too, and just breaking down some of this legislation so people can tap in real time. You know what I'm saying? And we can, we can come together and share this information, because I know I've been getting a lot of emails and stuff. There's a lot of people who don't know about stuff like HR 1955 and stuff like that.
Facts, bro. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit you in the AM probably on Red's channel, as always. Or he might be coming back later to do another stream. So I'm about to go ahead and, like I said, get ready for this day tomorrow early. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down, bro. You go ahead, have a good night.
All right, you too, bro, man.
Yep. Oh, shit. All right, y'all. That was me, Mr. O, with the info, giving what you need to know, but you ain't hear from me though. Talking about the new race players and the same old racism right here in the Ozone podcast. It's like one of my first like true live streams. Went over a nice little good time limit. Yo, saying go ahead, share the show, tell about it. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and put down my blog website, so you go ahead and follow my blogs early in the morning. I'll be trying to get out some good content, trying to be some original, not just old talking points that we had basically got from the Manosphere. And this is how we're gonna start rocking it, hopefully from now on. And shout out to all the real ones out there that have been supporting with me, hanging with me, and let me be a mod and just let me speak my voice on their platform for so long. And now I'm trying to go ahead and do the same thing, trying to get some what from me to y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that right here in the display screen right quick. All right. See. Bam. Yep, y'all go ahead and follow my blog right there. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Ozone, WordPress.com. I'll be trying to give y'all some good content over there too. You know what I'm saying? And try to get my voice out there and be heard. So keep a lookout for your boy. I'm gonna keep on trying to drop some good stuff like this. I'll probably come back tomorrow. If not, I will try to find something to go ahead and give y'all good content on. But in other words, it's your man, Mr. O, and I'm out. Peace. I'm gone.